Welcome to Flipping Miami, a podcast for those who want to learn real estate investing, do more, and make more. Now, here is your host, Raul Bolufe.
Yo, welcome back to the channel. In this little video series, this is the conference room in my building, my building where I live. Okay, and sometimes I like to film from my apartment, but it was I just didn't feel like it. I like it in here. It's quiet and weird, but okay, let me get to it. So in this video, I want to talk about how to protect your wholesale deal. You know, you finally got a deal under contract. You went through the sales process. Watch the previous video for the sales process, by the way. You finally got a deal under contract, or you did it on the phone. However you did it on the MLS, you got this deal under contract. And now you're worried about buyers coming behind you, other wholesalers going around you and getting the property under contract. You're like, man, Raul, how do I protect this deal? I got it. I worked so hard for it. I spent, thousands of dollars marketing. I went on tons of appointments and I did a ton of phone appointments. But I don't want anyone to steal this deal from me. I want to close it myself. What do I do, Raul? So I'm going to go over that in this video. And if you like the idea of getting wholesale deals and you like the idea of being kind of free from the 9 to 5 and free from maybe marketing so much and spending so much money to get a deal, I have this course that I made. It's called Wholesale Mastery, and I talk about how to do MLS deals for free. I talk about how we're getting deals very cheap, cold calling. I talk about how to run a team, all these types of things. We've been wholesaling for 6 years now and done probably over 400 transactions and made millions of dollars. But if that's something that interests you, you can check that out on my website, raulbolufe.com. Also, on my website, I have free stuff, free podcasts. You can see my YouTube channel for free. You could join our email blast, and I send emails about once a week for free. So anyways, let's get into it. How to protect your wholesale deal. Let me start this way. You can't. You can't really protect it 1,000%. Okay, so number one, just live with that. Live with the fact that it's not indestructible completely. But there are many things that you can do to prevent someone going behind your back. What do I mean by going behind your back, just in case you don't know? So when you're wholesaling a property, you're getting it under contract. What you're doing is you're going to meet the homeowner. Hey, Susie, I'm looking to purchase your house. Oh, awesome, cool. Look, my offer would be 100. The house is worth 250, let's say. Susie says, okay, the house needs a lot of work and I need to move fast. Okay, you signed the contract for $100,000. What happens is you haven't closed on this house yet. So this contract is just a piece of paper with both of our signatures on it, the homeowner and mine, or the homeowner and your signature, let's say. So since it hasn't closed, since money hasn't been transferred, technically she could sign another agreement with, let's say, me, another investor, and now there's a mess. And you're wondering, what, how, who? But what do I do? So there's a couple ways to protect it. The first way is you could do what's called a memorandum of sale. You can record it. It's basically a piece of paper or an affidavit or an addendum. I mean, you can call it many things. It's a piece of paper that has some fancy language that's made by an attorney that I would ask your attorney or an attorney in your area to do it for you. And it basically says, I, Raul Bolufe, have this property under contract and I want to record my rights to it. So you get your contract, you get this piece of paper, this memorandum of sale, and then you take it to the county clerk. So let's say you're in Broward County. You Google Broward County Clerk Office. You get in your car or you take an Uber and you go there and you take them these two papers, the contract and the memorandum. You go to the desk and say, hey, I want to record this. And then they will say, okay, great. Now, that is in theory the best way to do it, because now you technically have a notice of interest on the property. You have an interest on the property and it's recorded. So to not get too nerdy on this, right? Let's say me and Susie, we put this house under contract. What we do is we get this contract, we take it to a title company. The title company will then run title, which is on a computer, and it's mixed with the county clerk. So let's say this property is in Broward County. We take the contract, the title company inputs all the information in their little computer. Then they start running title. To run title, they got to get information from the Broward County clerk. So if there's a memorandum of sale recorded in this Broward County clerk, it's going to pop up into the title company's computer and say, hey, you can't sell this property, Miss Susie. Raul Bolufe has a memorandum of sale. Oh, but I didn't like his contract. It doesn't matter. He recorded it and you signed it. So that is a memorandum of sale. But here's my challenge with it, especially for me and here in South Florida, Miami-Dade and Broward County. We have tried many memorandums of sales in different attorney language, and we just haven't gotten it to work. Like the county will not record it. They just will say no. And we're like, what do you mean? What do we have to change? It's been very difficult to do that. So let's say you're not in that position that you can't do that. The best way that we've been able to do it is on our contract, we have language that says, hey, if another buyer approaches you, this is a reminder that we have interest in the contract and you cannot sign another contract. If you do sign another contract, we have the right to put a notice of interest or lis pendens on the property immediately. So basically, we put on our contract that they cannot sign something else. That doesn't really do much. However, the sellers are supposed to read the contract when we give it to them, so they at least know. So, okay, we get them to sign that on our contract. The next step is when we promote these deals to our buyers, we send it on our email blast, we don't put the full address anymore. So if the property is 345 Avenue Road is the address, we'll put *** Avenue Road. And then a picture of the house, and we'll try to get a picture that doesn't have the number of the house. So that's what we'll do to protect. So that means that it's going to be really tough for these buyers to find the address of that property, to even go behind our backs. And what that does is that it has to force the buyers to text us or call us, and then we'll vet the buyers right there. Hey, man, yeah, so you saw that property? Awesome. Yeah, are you interested in it? Yeah, I want to go see it. What's the full address? Yeah, cool. I'll give you the full address in a second. Let me just get some details on you so then we can be clear. So, hey, what's the company you buy properties under? Oh, okay. Are you working on any projects right now? Awesome, man. Cool. Do you buy it for fix and flip, buy and hold? Oh, cool. Do you buy hard money, private money, cash? Awesome, man. Yeah, I would love to send you this house. Yeah, now that I got your information. And what's your full name again? Oh, okay, cool. Perfect. Yeah, so the full address is this. So now I know who it is. I know his full name. I know his company name. I know other projects he's working on. So if anything happens, I know where to talk to. I know you're probably thinking, Raul, it doesn't solve the problem. Like, what if he still goes to steal my deal? You're going to have to live with that. It's just going to happen in your career eventually. Now, the last piece of the puzzle is, let's say we do everything correctly and someone still goes behind our back and signs a contract. We have it under contract for 100. Another buyer comes in and says, Susie, I'll give you 120. She's like, hell yeah. I don't like Raul anyways. I don't know if she has a country accent. I don't like Raul anyways. I'm going to sign that contract. So she signs a freaking contract with another buyer. How do we find out? Because when it's a week till closing, we call Susie, she doesn't answer. Title company calls Susie, she doesn't answer. Okay, something's off here. We finally get a hold of Susie and she says, oh no, I signed a contract with another buyer for $120,000. We're like, Susie, you can't do that. Well, I don't care, bye. So now what we do is that we hire an attorney, a real estate attorney, to put a notice of interest on the property and a lawsuit, which is basically called the lis pendens. It depends on where you live in the US or anywhere in the world. But basically, I would hire an attorney. For us, it costs us about $1,000 to get this done. I know you're going to have to invest some money. However, then it pretty much guarantees that they cannot sell the property without dealing with you first. So I've been through about maybe like 10 of these at this point, 8 to 10 of these at this point. And every time we've settled in a mediation or we've settled at a price or we've settled on terms is something that makes sense. So something that happens is, okay, they'll get the letter, the lawsuit in the mail, and they'll call me. Well, what happened? It's like, hey, I told you that we had contracts for this house. Oh, well, I want my attorney. Okay, cool. Hire your attorney. Here's my attorney info. They battle for a month or two, and then we say, hey, why don't we just settle this? And then we meet in a room and we settle it. That's pretty much what happens almost every time. So I didn't mean to ramble so much, but to protect your deal, you can do a memorandum of sale. Ask an attorney to draw one up for you and try to record it on your first contract. Number 2, don't send the full address to your buyers or on an email blast. Make them call you, text you, get their information to do it. Then number 3, if they still go around you, then hire an attorney to do a list pendants, notice of interest, lawsuit on the house so you can have full right to it. Bam. All right, guys. So if you guys like this video, I want you to also, if you guys have a situation like this and you need some help, put a comment on YouTube or on the podcast or something. Or you can reach out to me directly, Raul at raulbolufe.com, and I will answer you. I really will. I get those emails. And yeah, if you need some help on that, let me know. I would love to help you and see if this helped to shed some light. If you guys have a complicated situation that you're able to solve, please share it. Share it with the group. Share it with the YouTube. Share it with everybody so we can all learn from each other. Anyways, feel free to check us out, raulbolufe.com. Check out our podcast, Flipping Miami Podcast, and the YouTube channel, Raul Bolufe. You can also follow me on Instagram, Raul Bolufe, and I answer all my DMs. Love you guys. Love you. I want you to succeed. I want you to not get your deal stolen. But if you do, follow these steps. All right. Peace.